Hello there. We've had a couple of days now to sit down and mull over National's tax proposals, and it's been a really interesting thing to sit down and watch in our media. Because while there will be a million people online with a million different takes, the media is supposed to sit there and either give us an analysis of what's going to happen, or maybe give us an idea of public's perception around what this is. And it is not good. Stuff tried running a piece where they got vox pops from people, which of course they heavily edited because it's all in text form, and essentially it just said, well, yeah, a little bit more money is fine, but even Newshub, which is probably the most national and act-friendly news outlet for television broadcast, had trouble finding people saying that this was a good tax plan. And there's a really valid reason for that. It is designed really specifically to help those with lots of money. As Barfoot and Thompson said on Radio New Zealand News, you know, that Barfoot and Thompson, the major funding donation group that gives money to the National Party, said this is designed for them. That's a worry. But people just don't seem to be buying into this. And let me give you a bit of an example of how it's going to affect some people more than others and some areas more than others. I've been doing some research for the latest episode of The Public Gallery, where I'm focusing specifically on Hamilton East, which is a really interesting electorate. It's got a larger than national average Māori and Pacifica and immigrant population, and it's a relatively young population because you've got the University of Waikato right there. There's also an aged population there with quite a few retirees in the area. And their average annual income for the region is $31,000 a year. Only 19% of the population earn more than $70,000 a year, which means that this is not a budget for them. If we use this breakdown for an individual, what they would get under National's plan, it's $4 a fortnight. That's gone on one bus trip. That's barely a loaf of bread or a bottle of milk. It's ridiculous. And it's a plan that's going to hurt a large group of people there. But the weird thing about somewhere like Hamilton East is that they tend to be pretty split down the middle as to which way they're going to vote. So it's going to be really fascinating to see if the voters of Hamilton East feel that this is something that works for them or doesn't, and how that affects their vote. It'll be a really interesting electorate to watch on election night for that very reason, and a whole bunch of other reasons, but that reason is a really big one as well. The tax plan itself feels like it's bombed, right from the fact that, it might break international trade agreements that we have with other countries, all the way through to just how little it helps people with the least who need the most help.